Welcome back, guys. It's been a minute. But it is a great time to be an Aggie, man. How good is it to sit here and talk Aggie football on a Thursday night with no game this weekend, but knowing damn well we're in the playoffs, we're in game prep right now, so much to play for, everything to play for right now. So everything we're going to talk about tonight, and there is a lot to go through tonight. It's probably going to be a longer show. We have to talk about the schedule release that just happened. We got the 2026 schedule. November, man. They are certainly going to remember November next year. We got Jay Bateman, the news that he has taken the job at Kentucky, D.C. over there for Will Stein. We'll talk about that. And since this is the last non-game prep show we're going to do, I want to talk about the playoff as a whole. I want to put my pen to paper and give my predictions for the playoff and how it's going to shake out at large. Not just focusing on AIM and Miami, but I'm sure we'll talk about that because we have to. I mean, it's so exciting. What a great matchup for round one. But I want to make my prediction. I want to give you my national champion tonight. And I really want to pick A&M, I'm not going to lie, but let's see. We'll see what I do here. I actually haven't picked it yet. I think I have it in my head, but I'm going to go game by game in this playoff and give you bracket by bracket, pick the winners. We're going to do a lot tonight, and at the end of the show, of course, it's your show. The call-in link is pinned in the chat. Y'all are welcome in. Please get in there. It might be 30, 40 minutes till we get to the calls. I'm sorry. I see you donated, Panthers fan, to get in there early, but you'll be first once we get there. Thank you for the $4.99, by the way. You can buy yourself a place in line here. That's just how it works. Thank you, Panthers fan, for the donation. Your support is awesome. But we got a lot to get through before we go there. Just click the link. It's super self-explanatory. But I will have a question of the day. It's a very simple question because I'm sure you guys want to take this multiple different ways with so much going on right now. I want you to make your pick, and it can be A&M. Who's your national champion? That's all. I want to hear from you guys. If you call in, you pick your national champion, and you get it right, I'm going to mail you a Christmas card and a Marcel Reed playing card. I don't even know where they are right now. I have a couple left. I haven't been able to give them away this year. I've been trying to find a reason to give the card away. But if you get the natty pick right, I will mail you a Christmas card, just a handwritten letter, and the Marcel Reed card for Christmas. Or, it'll be New Year's gift, right? Mid-January, whatever. I will mail it to you. So give me your natty pick if you choose to call in tonight. We will do that later in the show. But for now, see a bunch of familiar faces like Panthers fan, who we already said hello to. Lit Sparks, good to see you. Mr. Bain, man, congrats on going to the game. I saw the news on X, man. I'm so happy for you. Who's going to this game, guys? Who's canceling Christmas? Because I bought my tickets. And little cousin Johnny ain't getting the remote control car this Christmas. It's not happening. I just dropped an absolute bag on these freaking game tickets because I'm not missing it for the world. I'm going to be there no matter what. Little Johnny's not getting the toy car. Cousin Rebecca, she's not getting that stuffed Mickey Mouse. It's not happening, so quit asking. They will get a lollipop. That is it. If you're going to the game, let me know. I want to hear. Lil Shy, good to see you. H-Town Aggie, great to see you. The Real JRH, what up? We're feeling good, man. I'm feeling energetic this time of year, knowing we're damn well in the playoffs. Gridiron Masters, good to see you. Jimbo Fisher for OC, Elko Roll Reversal. Hey, ACC matchup in College Station. If ACC College Game Day, whatever the hell they call it, comes to College Station, isn't Jimbo on that panel? Could we get the Jimbo return by default? Not on College Game Day, not as a coach, but on ACC College Game Day for Miami? That would be insane. Thank you for mentioning Jimbo Fisher tonight because I wanted to mention that. He could be here. I don't know what the ACC game day schedule is. Frank Santana, good to see you. Noble Guy, it has been a minute, and it's good to be back with so much to talk about. Schedule release, Jay Bateman. I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on Jay Bateman because it's been early this morning. We've thought about it. I don't think it's the most consequential firing in the world. I think we'll be okay, obviously. We'll talk about it briefly, but good to see you, Noble. Lit Sparks, you're going leaving a Christmas party early to drive. So I'm assuming the Christmas party is Friday. You're going to leave that early to drive. I respect it, man. Move things around. Christmas can wait. It's time for Aggie football, man. It's time. Or you can cancel Christmas like I am. I'm not really canceling Christmas. I'm just, going to punish little Johnny for it. Happy holidays, my bros. Good to see you, Jay Wynn. Panthers fan, I'm trying to work out the section, but I'm sitting in the student section. Hell yeah, man. Enjoy it. Mr. Bain, I'm sure you are as I am. Man, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And yeah, man, I'm looking at the ticket prices on SeatGeek. As more tickets roll out, they're not really dropping. I was waiting, hoping they would drop. I got a little antsy. I just went to buy them because I don't want to miss a ticket. But they're ramped up. Of course, they're marked up. That's just the market. But what bigger game could be in Kyle Field than a playoff game versus a good opponent? I mean, it's not like we got the Tulane draw, which, in some ways would have been nice. Not like we got the JMU, which in some ways would have been nice. You get the premier matchup of week 1. So it's a massive game. If this game was in week 3 of the season, it would be a pretty penny. It would be expensive. But it's a playoff game in Kyle freaking Field. Who cares that it's at 11 at this point? I mean, we're over that. It's expensive. It's how it is, man. We get to Ohio State, I'll be there in my home city. I will be there too. I will be broke by then, but I will be there. We're dipping into the savings this Christmas. Aaron, good to see you. Good to listen to you again. Thank you, man. It's fun to be back. I haven't been live with you guys since the Texas game. It's good to be here. Kyle's going to be loud. It's going to be so loud. The Michigan situation is unreal. It certainly is unreal, man. It's like, I can't believe every update we've been getting about Sharon Moore and everything happening there. It's just insane. Already prepping for the tailgate cook, man. Get prepped as soon as possible, the real JRH. That is awesome, man. I mean, what better time, man, to get a tailgate cook going than for an A&M playoff game in Kyle. I have a basketball game that ends around 9 p.m. on Friday, getting up at 5 a.m. and heading down to College Station and game day. Man, that's a great day. It's a great day. I'm just waking up at like 4, so I'm not late and I don't sleep in. Jonathan, good to see you. You'll be there. So much to catch on. I don't know what we're going for tonight. I'm just going to go for what I want to talk about, and then when the call-ins happen, you make me talk about whatever you want me to talk about. Picking the Bulldogs, hate to pick against the Aggies, though. Yeah, man, I hear you. But if we're betting and we're putting money on the line, do what you got to do. We're putting Marcel Reed card and Christmas letter from Drew on the line. And there's a chance they'll tie on the national champion. In the event that there is a tie on that contest we're doing, I'll just draw. I'll draw live on the show because I'm only going to do one. So if you get it right, you're in the pool to draw. I'm sure there will be multiple picks with the same couple of teams. They're getting higher. Are they actually getting higher? Student tickets? Yeah, very reasonable, right? Like 25 a pop for student tickets. That is so cool they did that for y'all. Game day is at us. Indeed it is, man. And I hear a lot of people frightened about the college game day being in College Station. I know the record is daunting, 1-10 through college game days that have been at College Station. Guys, got to get over that at some point, right? Like, you don't break through as a program and just, like, say, we got to avoid college game. We can't have college game day. I get the sentiment. 100% I do. But big teams get big games, and big games get college game day. You have to break through that curse. It's just another curse for Elko to break, man. He's gotten through a few this year, right? I've never got snubbed by standing outside of Kyle Field and getting tickets from Ag Face Value. Just raise the number of fingers for a ticket you need. It's crazy. Might be in C-Step for Miami, but banking on the Ags to make it for hometown for New Year's Eve. Man, I will be there. I will be. The game itself is huge. The round 2 opportunity is massive. Like, my goodness, man, we want this so bad. It's going to be a tough game. Miami's good. I'm doing a deep dive over the days because we have time. And it's going to be a tough out, man. They're a good team. I like the matchup a lot because I think if either team really thrives in this game, whether it be A&M or Miami, I think they're similar in that their upside can lead them to some success in the playoff, whether it's A&M or Miami. Like, if A&M comes out clicking like we saw second half LSU against one of the best defenses in the country, top 25 defense, like, you could make noise in this thing, like, legitimately. You have the tools. You just got to put it together. Same thing could be said for Miami. It's a really good freaking game with an amazing, like, week 2 prize or playoff round 2 prize, man. I actually don't hate our 2026 schedule. Yeah, let's talk about the schedule. All right, let's see if this graphic works. Yes, the graphic works, and this, just apologies, this webpage will throw ads up. But we got the 2026 schedule release tonight, just minutes ago, hot off the press, and we knew the teams, but we got the order of operations here, and it's tough, man. It's tough. Every team in the SEC, no one's exempt. You're playing 9 conference games. Everyone's going to have a tough go at it. And the way it works is every other year, it will fluctuate between, or it'll alternate between 5 home games, 4 away games, and vice versa. And this year in year 1, you draw the heavy away split. So a lot of away games, you get the Power 5 non-con at home to make up for it this year. That'll flip next year. So the split will stay the same, except your SEC games will be more heavily favored at home. But let's look at the schedule. Missouri State week 1, Arizona State week 2, Kentucky week 3, all at home, all in the friendly confines of Kyle Field. And I really like the ramp up. You know, Kentucky going through a coaching change. Maybe they can ramp up in the portal. I don't expect a fierce showing in year 1 under Stein and Bateman. But I like this trio, right? Like, we don't know what to expect from Arizona next year. Is the quarterback coming back? Is Dillingham going to be around? I like that it's at home. A&M should have a lot of advantages in the game. Of course, these are games you got to mind your P's and Q's in. But I think it's as favorable as a start you could have asked for with the 9-game conference schedule. And it ramps up to the road game versus Lane Kiffin at Kyle Field East, at LSU, at Death Valley. It was Kyle Field East for 1 year. But it's still a tough place to play. You have to believe that if LSU has beaten Clemson and LSU is in a good place, this will be a premier night game environment, especially if A&M's undefeated, and we hope they are. It's going to be a primetime game, and who knows what LSU looks like under the portal king, Lane Kiffin. I mean, who knows how many players he adds? Who knows if he goes with Van Buren or goes for an outside hire? We don't know what LSU's going to look like, but you have to believe there's going to be a year one, especially an early season spark there. It's going to be electric, man. And I like the ramp up leading into it a lot. You know, we knew that you were going to get the wrong side of the new schedule flip where it's kind of just smashing the old system and starting the new. And they don't really care that we went to LSU last year. They don't really care that we went to Missouri last year. You got to do it again because this is a whole new schedule, and those are our two protected rivals that'll fluctuate. But, of course, we got the wrong side of the coin there. However, same line of thinking, the Texas game that is also in that protected rivalry status, that will be at home. So at least you get that one. But you ramp up to the LSU game. It's going to be massive. You get Arkansas at home, also in a year one coaching situation. Should be favorable for A&M. This game is always wonky. The last time it was at Kyle Field, it was not so wonky. I think that was the COVID year. I think that was Felipe Franks. Yeah. Should be a pretty manageable opponent at home, you would think, but expect craziness in that one as usual. That is always the eval of this game. And then again, at Missouri, 2 years in a row. Let's see how they rebound going into next year. Let's see what the running situation is. I mean, this is obviously a team that likes to run the football. Their stadium, whatever reconstruction thing is probably complete by then. I actually don't know for a fact, and it could be a little bit more of a daunting road environment at that point where they wall up that side of the stadium, less of a dust storm maybe than it has been at times this year. Interesting, man. The first, I think that's the fifth game. Yeah, I can't do math. That's the sixth game. So that's your first half of the year. 3 games at Kyle Field, a ramp up to LSU, Arkansas at home, then at Missouri. And I would consider that relatively manageable. You know, for an SEC schedule, your 2 away games are not easy. Your home games are manageable on this stretch. And A&M has a chance to be a 0 or 1 loss team at this point, and that should be the goal. And I think that's very, very reasonable. And then you get to the back half. And things get really freaking weird here. I don't know how to process this. We play the Citadel in week 7. What the hell? That's typically reserved for November, right? No. This thing is smash. It's a whole new system. It's a whole new outlook. This thing is happening in week 7, October the 17th. And then you're at Alabama. And remember, you only get 1 bye week next year. They're going back to the typical system where it's 1 bye week and that's it. You've gotten 2 bye weeks by way of just the calendar shaking out a certain way this season and the season before. But here you don't have a bye week. However, I think the Citadel actually falls in a very favorable place because you're at Missouri, home versus Citadel, and if that game goes anything like the game versus Sanford did, Citadel probably put up a little bit more of a fight. Sanford was very much down, even for an FCS opponent. But still, there should be obviously a massive talent deficit here and just body deficit here. I think you're in a pretty good place to head to Bama, considering you haven't had a bye week in 8 weeks, including that Bama week. So you're going to Bryant-Denny. I mean, right now we think Kalen DeBoer's there. There's a little bit of a Michigan opening right now, and there's some rumors circling over there. Ty Simpson's probably going pro. Ryan Williams will be back. I don't know how the Bama outlook is right now. I'm focused on the playoff. We're just kind of peeking forward right now. But it's obviously going to be a tough place to win. I do like that you get the Citadel before and the bye week after. It kind of sandwiches Bama into a very Bama-focused part of the year. And I think that's as favorable as you could ask for a tough place to go and win. And that gets you to your bye week. So you finally get your bye week in week 9. So it's a long wait. And that's why I think the Citadel is very beneficial to kind of get you that lesser, physical, opponent kind of in the middle of your year. Then you get your bye week. And then November happens. So it's 2 consecutive road games. However, those aren't in consecutive weeks. So you can see the schedule right here. You don't have to go on the road back-to-back weeks as long as you count that bye week as a week off. Like, you're not playing a game. You're at South Carolina. And we will see how they look next year. We'll see if Lenora Sellers is retained. We'll see how they address some of their deficiencies going into next year. It should be a pretty clean slate. I would imagine a lot of portal movement there next year. I don't know. We'll see. Can be a tough place to win. A&M has obviously had some good luck with South Carolina over the years. Only, I think, 1 loss or 2 losses in our time in the SEC. Still, on the road in November at South Carolina, if Lenora Sellers is there especially, can be a tough game, especially if it's at night. We know very well how that can go. And then look at these last 3 games to end the season, man. Tennessee, at least it's at home, at OU, and then Texas at home. What a 5-game stretch to close your year out. But 4 games after the bye, and then 3, you would think maybe ranked matchups, tough games, Tennessee at home, at OU, and then at Texas. So this thing hits you the hardest at the very, very end of the schedule. So I think, like, if you're wanting to go playoff hunting next year, I don't think it expands next year. I could be wrong. Maybe one of y'all can fact check me there. Maybe someone of y'all can fact check me. Is there a chance for playoff expansion next year? I don't know off the top of my head. But I think this schedule is a pretty clear 10-2 when you're in. We thought that this year. But with the 9-game SEC slate upcoming and, playing Bama, Texas, OU, Tennessee, I think there's a really good chance this schedule actually remains a strong SOS from both just like the field perspective looking at it and the metrics perspective. Because this year it was pretty okay metrics-wise, but like the eye test tells you it was a bad schedule. I think 10-2 pretty clearly gets you in. So can you be a one-loss team heading into November? Can you be a one-loss team heading into that OU game? That's the goal right now, right? Like you can afford 2 losses on this schedule. I don't think we should expect to go undefeated this year. We almost did this year. But next year, that's a really tough schedule. I don't think we're going to be seeing many undefeated SEC teams for the foreseeable future. At OU is going to be crazy, man, especially if they have something to play for. Obviously, they get some stuff back. Material will be back. And that's the schedule, y'all. I'm going to read off chat and see what you guys are saying real quick on this schedule, and then we'll move on to Jay Bateman. Oh, backstretch is rough. Yes, it is, H-Town Aggie. It really is. I don't want to play Kiffin's $25 million team. Yeah, man. We'll see how it shakes out. The good thing is A&M will be in year 3 of a system. They'll be early in a year 1 system. That should be like a chemistry advantage for A&M. But there will be excitement there. That is going to be a serious environment there, man. Do a score prediction as a tiebreaker. Maybe if we get there. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, man. Sauron's Wrath, good to see you. Let's see what else are saying about the schedule. Hate the way to play Missouri and LSU again, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's just you remake the schedule. I think that was the sacrifice for maintaining the Texas home and away every other year thing. So, yeah, it was that, or like, would you rather have that or, Texas on the road again? Texas is such a big game. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Oh, man. The way the schedule sets up is so gross. Like, why is LSU not in October? I know, man. It's going to take some getting used to. It's very different. Very different schedules going forward. Yeah, LSU in week 4 as opposed to October or last game of the year. So strange. So strange. You're playing SEC in week 3, man. It's wild. I wonder why we're playing at LSU. I thought it was alternative. Yeah, we talked about it. At least we got the Vols and the horns at Kyle. Yeah, absolutely. Why did Arkansas and TU flip, but LSU didn't? Yeah, it's just reshattered schedule, completely reimagined, not really taking last year into account. Tennessee is not good. Could be fine. It could be. We'll see. That's a good point. Schedule similar to 2024. Yeah, some similar teams for sure. Bama doesn't scare me like they used to. That's for sure. It's still just a tough road SEC game at this point. It's not like the untouchable juggernaut it once was, but still a tough road SEC game for sure. 2 buys are when you have 14 Saturdays between Labor Day and Thanksgiving. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty rare, right? I like 2 buys. I really like them. It was 22 and 24. Gotcha. This year's supposed to be a gauntlet too. Yeah, but with 9 teams and some of these teams we're seeing, I mean, it's possible, right? Anything's possible. I just foresee like Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, OU, Texas, and LSU. So, like some teams are going to stay up, but you could be right. Some teams could just disappoint. It could be more than one. Something like 6 teams with the preseason top 25 this year. Yeah, man. It was a gauntlet looking at it going into the year. It really was. Locked in for 2 more years at 12. Thank you, Texas teacher. Okay, so still 10 and you're in. I think when it goes to 16, there will be a conversation with tough schedules that remain tough for 9 and 3s to be much more realistic. Like if it's 16 this year, Texas is quite possibly in. We'll see how they restructure it. Playoff expansion still under construction, yeah. Everyone and their mom had us classic 8 and 4, even 7 and 5, yeah. I had us 9 and 3. All right, to the top, exactly. 5 teams from the preseason top 25, yeah. They'll keep expanding the playoff until all the big programs get a spot. There's always going to be one spot on the play. There's always going to be that discussion. Like when it's 16, it'll be like, oh, USC should have gotten in instead of JMU. That'll be the discussion whenever it expands. I think 16 is obviously the most it should ever go. I think 12 is probably fine, just with some restructuring, so we don't get the G5 situation we had this year. Like it'll be conference champions, guaranteed spots if they're top, whatever. Like we got to figure this out a little bit. Hopefully 10 and 2 next year. 10 and 2 would be great next year, man. I'd rather play a week 4 Kiffin team than a week 11 Kiffin team. Fair. I hate that the SEC commissioner caved into a 9-game conference schedule. We're not guaranteed committee respecting strength of schedule. Yeah, and I think, it's going to play into non-con scheduling for sure going forward. I think the teams that are already scheduled will stay, but I think you're going to really think twice about scheduling like a Notre Dame on top of this, or an Ohio State on top of this, or a Clemson on top of this, or a Miami on top of this. That'll be the change going forward. Of course, a lot of these things were scheduled years in advance, so you can't change them. I mean, with these big programs, it's a lot harder to change them. You can probably change a Tarleton like A&M did very easily, but not like a Notre Dame game. Strong 10-2 early prediction, losses to LSU, OU, and Bama. Yep. Oh, Bevo's bodyguards here says a lot of L's. Shut your face. Good to see you, man. Not really. Is there any truth to Robinson coming back and Spencer maybe leaving? I have not heard anything substantial on that. I've heard rumors of that. I'm not taking it seriously until I see anything substantial. Panthers fan says there's going to be at least one team that we think is easy right now and one team we think is hard that ends up as opposite. And probably more than one, man. Honestly. It'll happen. Oh, what else? We'll read one more, and then we'll get onto the Bateman conversation. I'll be quick with the Bateman thing because I think we've been thinking about it. I don't think it's too consequential. It looks like an 8-4 schedule. It could be, man. It's going to be tough. You got to be good in the portal. You got to get some offensive linemen. You got to do good in retention. A lot of things to do this offseason, but there are some really good pieces coming back. I think the receiver room will be in a really good place. Obviously, getting Marcel Reed back next year. I think Marcel's going to hit the ground running next year in a big way. I think this is very much like the ramp-up year, and let's see how he finishes. These are big reps he's getting in the playoff and beyond. But, yeah, you got some work to do in the portal, as every team does right now. Let's quickly talk about Jay Bateman. Obviously, Jay Bateman joining Will Stein at Kentucky to take on the DC role. And if you've heard me hinting at it the entire show, I don't find it a particularly consequential coordinator exit for A&M. Obviously, Elko took the hands-on approach this year. We see him carrying the call sheet when the defense is on the field. We see him making the play calls. We know this is an Elko structure with Bateman kind of additions to it. And obviously, we had groundwork last year. Hemphill comes in as an associate head coach, defensive analyst. I mean, he had a big role going into the year, and we heard rumblings of Bateman, getting, going to Virginia Tech. Like, there were rumors that Bateman was gone last year. And obviously last year ended very poorly on the defensive side of the football. So this felt like it could have been in the works after year one. And I get that you want to get to year two, right? Like, you don't want to do the coordinator shift after year one. You want to let things pan out. And I think the defense obviously took a step up this year. Last year, I mean, you had 3 NFL defensive linemen and you couldn't sack the quarterback, right? You were porous in the secondary. You had major game-shifting issues last year. And this year, the defense at least does one thing really, really well, and that's get off the field on 3rd and long. That's pressure the quarterback, sack the quarterback. And at least you can kind of rest on that. I think the coverage guys are pretty good too. But, obviously the run fits and the running defense and just consistency isn't there this year. So I don't think anybody is too shaken up with Bateman moving on. I think it's probably good for both parties. Obviously, you've heard by now Lyle Hemphill taking over as the DC going forward. And I really wonder, what that split will look like with Elko going forward. Is Elko going to hold on to the play sheet next year? Is Elko still going to be the guy calling plays on Saturdays? Or is he going to give, is he going to cut Hemphill loose? Is he going to let him do his thing? Obviously, him and Elko have worked together before. Hemphill was the DC at JMU last year. Really good team, really good defense last year, forced a lot of turnovers last year, something that was lacking for A&M this year. And there's obviously some luck involved in that this year, but it's been a pretty big disparity this year. You're really behind the pack in forcing turnovers. So maybe he can, bring that trait to A&M as the DC. All that to say, I don't see anything shifting too dramatically for the way A&M's defense will look next year. Now, you are on the hunt for a linebackers coach, right? And I think you can get a lot better there. I think there were some linebacker just mistakes that would constantly come up this year. As good as Torin York is for the team, can be for the team with his knowledge of the game, as much havoc as Damian Sanford created and how good he was filling in for Scooby Williams, I think a lot of our run fit issues came from the linebacker positions just being out of position at times. And it wasn't every play, but it was the big plays. So you think about the linebackers before Jay Bateman under DJ Durkin, and that was the Edgerrin Cooper breakout year. That was Torin York's breakout freshman year, and that was a really strong year for the linebacker position at A&M. So maybe getting someone that can bring that element back to the team. I don't want to take anything away from Edge and York. Those are great players. Look at Edge in the NFL. but maybe you can bring someone that can add just a new flavor to the linebacker room and maybe elevate that room a little bit. We will see what they do the linebacker position. Lyle Hemphill in. Not sure if Bateman is sticking around for the playoff. I don't think we've heard that just yet. I will read off chat now to see what you guys are saying. Kentucky is sus coordinators Joe Sloan and Jay Bateman. Yeah. Are we doing portal predictions yet on who we're going to lose? No, we're not touching that yet, man. I'm doing as much next year stuff as I can right now, knowing we have a playoff game next Saturday. Because I'm about to talk about the playoffs and this year's A&M team after we get done with this Jay Bateman stuff. I want to just talk to you guys, see what you guys are saying. Just run fits. Yeah, they're pretty big. Pretty big deal this year was run fits, man. They promoted internally is kind of cool. It means Elko is confident they can keep the wheels moving and all the best programs in the country develop and creating coaching trees. Yeah, and you look at losing both coordinators, man, and I think you're losing it, especially in the offensive coordinator position, on good terms, right? Like things go really well with the offense and he gets promoted. He gets a head coaching job. That's what you want to see. That means you're doing something right. When you're an 11-1 football team head of the college football playoff, people are going to take a look at your coordinators. And then with the Bateman D coordinator situation, I think that's a pretty mutual departure. I think it's fine. So obviously, you don't want to lose coordinators, right? You'd rather have a great coordinator and keep them. But all things considered, I think you're in a fine place. If Scooby's there, it wouldn't have been that bad. Maybe, man. He's a good player, and hopefully he comes back for the playoff game. That'd be huge, man. No talking about next year. We got 9 months to figure it out about later. Yeah. You're right, man. Let's talk about this year. So I want to do a couple things with you guys before we get into the calls. We're just going to go long tonight. So the call-in, guys, y'all are waiting right now. I will get you in a minute. I want to talk about the playoff. And in doing so, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to review my preseason playoff picks. And they suck. They suck big time. I'll show you. Yeah. Look at it, man. This is embarrassing. Why are you even watching me on this channel, man? I don't know ball. I think I got 3 right. We got Oregon. We got Georgia. We got Bama. We got Ohio State. We got 4 right. I think 4 is about the average from what I've seen of people getting right preseason. Baylor was a loss. Texas, nope. This was pretty close, but not enough. Notre Dame was really close, not enough. This is a joke. Who didn't have this, right? Who didn't have these two? Clemson and Penn State. A lot of people had that. I can't feel too bad about that. I think they did worse. I think Florida did worse than most people expected. I had Clemson winning it all. I had the Final Four being Bama, Texas, Clemson, and Penn State. This was obviously whack. I don't think anything like this is happening. That means I don't think Bama's making it here. But, I was really wrong. Some of these I don't feel bad about. Illinois, Baylor, I feel terrible about, man. I'm so stupid. Anyway, since we're looking at preseason stuff, I wanted to do a fun A&M-centric exercise with you guys really quick. I wanted to take a look at something we did preseason here regarding A&M before I give you my playoff pick. I did preseason Texas A&M awards, and I want to see how we did. We did the offensive MVP, the defensive MVP, breakout player of the year, freshman of the year, and the fan favorite / cult hero. And I think we did all right, but I'm going to go through it and grade how we did. This was chat generated. We went on preseason and determined who we thought would be the postseason award winners. And here we go. Offensive MVP, the chat decided that it would be Le'Veon Moss. And if Le'Veon Moss stayed healthy, I think this might have been accurate. I think Le'Veon Moss was ready for a monster year. I think he hit the ground running. I think he came back better than we could have ever hoped coming off of his knee injury. And it sucks that he missed the second half of the year, man. It really does. But hopefully he's back for the playoffs. I would say it was not Le'Veon Moss. And I'm going to give who I think it is. I think it was KC Concepcion. I think KC Concepcion was the biggest difference maker on the offense. I think you can give second place to Marcel and how much he added to this offense. And I'll give third place to Trey Zune. I don't think he gave up just a handful of pressures on the year. So we're going to go with that. I think KC gets my offensive MVP pick. Marcel in second place. Trey Zune with the bronze medal. Defensive MVP. We were close, man. It was clearly Cash. It was clearly Cassius Howell. But we gave him the honorable mention in favor of Will Lee. So we were close, man. It was Cash. It was this guy. We were freaking close, guys. I got to give it to y'all. That was a really good call. Breakout player, ABR. He broke out in the second half. He had a select few games where he was very impactful. But, I did make the parameter a young guy who became a star, so I guess we could still go with that. I think a guy like Craver is probably more in line to have won this, who's a young guy that also stepped up this year. I think ABR is right there in the category. Can we give it to ABR? Is that fine? I think it's probably fine, right? Like, we can accept that. We can accept that. All right, we'll go with ABR. That's fine. We'll lightly accept that. I think the true breakout player, I think Cassius, the way he even elevated, is probably the breakout player of the year, even though we had expectations. Same thing could be said about KC. I think those two just, like, we expected a lot, and we got even more from those guys. So, we'll go with that. We'll go with ABR since he was the young guy. Freshman of the year, not a lot of freshmen having to play this year. I think Marco Jones was fine. I think that was a fine pick. And then fan favorite, I think we hit the nail on the head. I think it's Marcel Reed. I think Marcel Reed stole our hearts this year with both the way he played, some of the games he had, particularly the LSU game, the Notre Dame game, the whole Colts thing that was fun. The whole Chance thing that was fun for a couple of weeks. I think that's fine. I think we can go with Marcel Reed as the fan favorite. Just because we were rehashing preseason, I wanted to go through that. But let's go through my playoff picks. I got to pick my national champion right here with you guys. All right, this is the slate. We have OU Bama, OU the home team, Indiana with the bye week, Texas Tech in the 4 slot with the bye week, Oregon JMU, the A&M Miami game, playing winner faces Ohio State in round 2. We got Georgia in the 3 slot getting the bye week, and we got Ole Miss versus Tulane. So let's just take care of business first and foremost. We got Oregon moving on, playing Texas Tech. We got Ole Miss moving on, playing Georgia. And that leaves us with OU Bama. And I think that is probably definitely the second most intriguing game of week 1. And we just saw this game a few weeks ago where Bama almost doubled OU up in yards gained in the game. OU just made the bigger plays. Big punt return, big pick 6, like 3 turnovers in the game. And OU won it by winning the big moments. And this one's in Norman. And I think this game's going to go down to the same damn thing. Great defense at OU. An offense with Bama that was cruising to the middle portion of the year, but has kind of fallen off in the latter portion. I think it's a tough ask to go up against that OU defense coming off of a game where you gained 1 yard on the ground versus Georgia. I think it's a really tough ask, but Bama can be explosive. Bama can get some big plays going. Can they find them? And can OU do the same thing? And that mostly circles around the defensive side of the football. Can they force the big turnovers in the game? They cannot lean on that offense too much. They got to give that offense short fields. I think it's going to come down to like those wonky plays in the game. Who makes those plays? And I'm going to give it to OU again. I think those could be even exacerbated at home with Norman rocking. I mean, you know, Norman's obviously a smaller stadium, but it's going to be live, man. It's going to be active for a playoff game, just like A&M is to a little bit of a lesser degree because it's not Kyle Field. I'm going to give it to OU in round 1, guys. I'm going to give it to OU. Sounds just like Michigan. Just pick OSU. I might. All right, A&M Miami. And guys, y'all are going to hate me right now. I am not going to pick this game right now. I'm not going to do it. I will skip to round 2. I'm going to say the winner of this game versus Ohio State because I'm doing deep dive research on this game. I'm in the middle of researching Miami. I'm going to talk to Coach Coop, a Miami content creator, and I'm going to figure out what I want to pick for that game coming up. But I will just say, if one team comes out of this game clicking, and feels good about their performance. And winning will make you feel good. But do you win and feel really good, or was it a sloppy game? If you win and feel really good, I think you have a chance against Ohio State. Now, Ohio State, you know, debatably the best team in the country, obviously. I mean, it's them or Indiana or Georgia. It's clear. Now, Ohio State obviously lost the big one. It's going to be a tough ask for whoever wins this. So I'm gonna cheat here. We're going to put them both here for now. I will pick this game next week. I'm saving the pick for my pick show. And we're just going to say A&M Miami versus Ohio State. Let's go to round 2. OU Indiana. I don't think OU gets past Indiana. I don't think that this matchup right here can kind of cultivate a path like this matchup can. I think these two teams, A&M and Miami, have a real chance to be a dark horse in this thing if you come out of this game feeling good and then find a way to beat Ohio State. I don't feel the same way here, and I think Indiana is going to roll through whoever wins that game. I think Indiana is playing at that level right now. I think it's a tremendous turnaround. I mean, the worst Power 5 record in the land. Now the number 1 seed in the playoff, and they're playing like it. They have the Heisman probably winner right now. I mean, they're talented everywhere. I have Indiana making it to the Final Four here. Oregon, Texas Tech. Oh, man. I've been planning this all day. I'm going with Texas Tech in this one, guys. I believe in the defense. I think the offense does enough. I like Oregon, but I'm picking this as my big upset in the whole bracket. I'm going Texas Tech to the Final Four, y'all. I'm going Texas Tech. Ole Miss, Georgia, rematch. Great game. Georgia outlasted Ole Miss, played the better football late. That was a fun game to watch. I think Georgia just has this thing where they know how to win. I just think that Kirby kind of structure that's built there, it's just championship pedigree. It's the pedigree of success. They play winning football, physical football. They've gotten better and better over the entire course of the season, man. Made 2 big mistakes in that Bama game. Made short work of them in the conference championship. I'm high on Georgia, man. And right now, I will pick Ohio State to win our game. I'm doing it. But again, I reserve the right to change this later. I'm reserving the right. I want to see the Miami A&M game because I truly think, as many do, that if either of those teams get hot at the right time, they will compete with Ohio State in that game. I don't know about winning it. It's a tough ask. But I think they can beat Ohio State in that game if they come out of that game feeling good. Now, if it's an ugly game like we saw in, 2022, where that game was just disgusting to watch, no, I won't feel the same way. But if the team comes out playing like they have at portions of this season, I feel differently. Now, the Final Four here is Indiana versus Tech. Ohio State versus Georgia, familiar matchup here. But I have to give it to Indiana here. I just think they're on a roll. I think they're so well coached. I think they're so complete. I think the Texas Tech defense can contend with anybody right now. But I think the whole body right here at Indiana is just so freaking good. I have Indiana in the Natty. In this Ohio State-Georgia game, man, this is so intriguing. I feel as good about Georgia as anybody right now, as any team out there right now with how they're playing. That is a tough game. To me, that's a coin flip. Ohio State-Georgia right now, not having seen them play any games in the playoff just yet, that's a coin flip. And I see Mr. Bucknuts in here. In the chat. You can flame me. I'm going Georgia. I just believe in Kirby right now. I think Ohio State's fully capable of winning this game, obviously. I'm high on Georgia right now. I'm feeling the Georgia flair. So I'm going to go with Georgia to win it all. Georgia's my national champion pick, guys. This is me not having seen a game in round 1 yet. This is me not gaining the knowledge of that very interesting A&M Miami game just yet. I really think right now that either Ohio State or Georgia is winning this all. I think it's one of these 2 teams. I don't think Indiana wins a rematch versus Ohio State. If it's Ohio State here, Indiana's not doing it twice. Indiana will not do it twice. So right now, I'm going to go Georgia as my natty champion. Yes, noble guy. A red team will win it all. And maybe that shade of red can just, move over on the color wheel a little bit and become maroon. Right? Maybe. We'll see, guys. It's going to be a very fun, interesting playoff. I'm so excited to be a part of it, man. But those are my picks, man. I have Georgia winning it all. And now I invite you guys to call in. You guys take these calls wherever you want to go with it. I know Panthers fan has a rant for us. I'm excited to hear that rant. But my one question for all the callers is, who is your national champion pick? I want to hear. I want to hear what your pick is. And if you get the pick right, I will mail you a Christmas card and the Marcel Reed card from the Notre Dame game. Let's get right into the phone calls. Panthers fan, you got first in line. I know you got a rant you want to go through. How you feeling, my man? You are muted, good sir.
My apologies.
All good, man.
I'm feeling pretty good. Just overall about life. I'm feeling good about life. Starting with the national championship prediction, I haven't really gone too deep into the matchups. When you're talking about like playoffs and teams who can win 4 or 5 games in a row, or I guess 3 or 4 games in a row rather,
Yeah.
it's going to be the team that has the best coaching staff, and it's Indiana. I think Indiana clearly has the best coaching staff, and I think that the roster to complement it. The talent roster isn't quite as good as Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech, maybe even Oregon. But I just think the coaching just provides such an edge as far as like preparation and just players not making mistakes and players not getting in their own heads. And the way Indiana's been playing recently, Ohio State has looked mortal. I mean, Texas Tech, they blew out by BYU, but the game was kind of sloppy, to be honest.
It was pretty sloppy.
I think Indiana's going to win it all.
Well, I like what you said about the coaching staffs. I think depth has a lot to do with it too, and I think just catching kind of just hitting the hot streak right now, right? Like we saw Ohio State down and seemingly out after the Michigan game last year, and obviously we know how that run went for them. I think coaching staffs is a big factor, and I think Georgia's right there too. I mean, obviously this is a team that's done it before. I mean, I'm kind of in the same line of thinking with you. I just give Georgia the slight edge there, but I'll put you down for Indiana. It's a damn good pick, man.
Appreciate it. Okay, so as far as the playoff format goes, I just have so many thoughts about the playoff format.
Yeah.
There are so many people who are saying that eye test should matter and that we should use Vegas odds as a tiebreaker. That's a complete joke. And it applies this year because Notre Dame would clearly be favored over all but maybe 4 teams in the field right now on a neutral field.
Yeah.
I don't care because if you're talking about teams that are favored neutral field, then Penn State will be in the playoff over Ole Miss. I don't think people understand that. There are probably 3 or 4 teams that neutral field, Penn State would be favored over them because Penn State just has a really good talent roster, and all that they care about is like talent roster and the recruiting evaluation of your players. It is a complete joke, and anybody who's listening to this, please do not go on social media and say that we should be using Vegas odds and eye tests to determine who makes the playoff. It is a competitive sport. What matters about who gets in the playoff is the teams that you beat and how good the teams that you beat are and who you lose to and how good the teams you lost to are. The other thing that is completely different is conference championships, which people are saying that college football playoff ranking should be the tiebreaker for conference championships. That, to me, is also a joke because all of us are talking about how much we hate the college football playoff rankings. And just, sorry, I'm going a little long-winded. I'll land the plane real fast. But
You're fine.
in a single conference, the landscape of a conference, the recruiting profile, fan support, resources, coaching, that kind of stuff, that's all the same on a team-to-team basis. So I think that you talk about competitive things like common opponents and conference record being the tiebreakers and not college football playoff ranking. That's just stupid to me.
Yeah, the tough thing is I've talked about this in the last couple of shows, is that you have the problem that you're talking about. You have the subjectivity of the committee and how that works. You have the automatic tie-ins. These are all problematic. But then you're talking about you should be seeded based on your body of work, the teams you beat, the teams you lost to. And I agree. But here's the big problem that, is kind of out of our hands right now. These conferences and schedules are so uneven, man. I mean, an SEC schedule, now you have 9 games. I mean, that's automatically going to be one of the best in the country no matter what you do based on talent profiles, Vegas odds, whatever you want to look at to measure that. It's going to be that. And your Big Ten draw, it can vary so much. It can be a really tough draw depending on what you get. But you look at Penn State's schedule next year, they don't play anybody that seems to have a pulse. So it's so hard to measure these teams. It really freaking is. And I think the first most tangible step is to allow 1 or 2 more teams in by way of getting rid of some of these tie-in rules. I think that'll save a lot. I think that'll help a lot of the margin argument. And there will always be margin argument no matter where you move this thing out to or what tie-ins you get rid of. Because it'll just be new teams to argue. It's just how it's going to work. But I think if you want it from a competitive standpoint to be really good product, as best as possible, and sometimes even this might not even be the remedy. You got to cut out some of those tie-ins where the G5 gets automatically slotted in. If you're going to do one, great. Don't let there be 2. You need to have some sort of rule structure in there where one of these conference automatic tie-ins only works if they're within X amount of ranking, and then we're going back to ranking. It's flaws on flaws here, but we got to figure that part out too, and I think that'll help a little bit. But Panthers fan, I appreciate the rant, man. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say I really agree with you about the whole G5 and the playoff thing, and I think that a G5 team can make the playoff. Like Boise State last year definitely deserved to make the playoff. And I think that the Penn State game in round 2 is a lot closer than people give Boise State credit for. But I think that like James Madison getting a playoff spot because of the automatic qualification, that's kind of dumb to be too. So I do agree with you there. I think it should just be the top 12 and with no auto bids for conferences. Yeah. So I mean that's just how I want it. I'm not pro expansion past. I like 12.
Yeah.
I'm not really pro expansion past 12, but I mean, we're kind of headed for that anyway, so it is what it is. I don't really have any bearing on that. The most I can do is talk about it on Twitter. So
exactly. Yeah, I'm looking at it the same way. It's inevitable. Thanks for the call, man. I'll get you off right now.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I just know it's coming, and I just hope it's 16 rather than some of the 24s that get floated out there. I think 16 would be fine. It would be a similar structure. I mean, I think the 16 versus 1 is a great, I think, prize for getting the top spot. I think most of those 16s should be pretty accomplishable by the top 1. 2 versus 15 should be accomplishable. I think it's still a fair runway. And I think it gets more teams in. I think it could be fun. I'm fine with 12. It's just the tie-ins, man. I think we got to just cut that out, and we'll be much better off. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, double check you're subscribed. It just helps me grow this thing. Really appreciate your support all year long, guys. We'll keep this thing moving. Lit Sparks, how we feeling, my man? Good to hear from you.
Hey, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Feeling great, man. Can't wait for this game.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, so we'll be leaving early, Christmas party just to get there. So
Got to do
it'll
it.
be fun.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was thinking about on the for my national champion contender, I was going with Georgia just because they're clicking right now.
Yeah.
And I do think Ohio State and Indiana will probably be better competition for them, just the way things have been looking.
Yeah.
So the one thing I was shocked was when they picked Miami as the number 10, I was really hoping we'd get Bama because I didn't want that. I didn't want there to be these rematches with OU and Bama happening. And
yeah.
I thought
they were gonna steer away from that. I was thinking the same thing, and like we saw that game pretty recently. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. And I think Bama was the more favorable matchup. I don't think they're in a place right now where they're kind of excelling into the postseason, where Miami ended the season on like a 4-game winning streak and a feel-good win versus Pitt. So I think it would have been a better matchup, and I think you would have avoided the rematch. I think it would have been better, but yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think what everyone's going to be talking about next week with the game coming up is just more your key defensive players and just how that defense holds up. So we're going to need our explosive plays to happen. I feel like that's been something we haven't seen a ton of until maybe that fourth quarter with the Moffitt effect, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully the run game can be better off. Hopefully Le'Veon comes back. I mean, hopefully you make an effort to really stick to that running game that has been pretty good for A&M for most of the season. I want to see that effort there. I want to see what A&M's pass rush can do against that offensive line. It's been really good against this SEC schedule. A&M's pass rush is good as any out there. I'm curious to see how they can affect Carson. There's a lot to talk about with the game. It's a really, really intriguing matchup. It's a very worthy adversary. So much so that I've been saying, like, I think the winner of that game, if they feel good about that game and they play well and level up in that game, they have a chance to make a run. They have a chance to win games in the playoff. I feel that way, and I don't feel that way about any of the round one games.
Yeah, when I was just thinking of the three, the way I'd want to play it, it was Bama, Miami, Notre Dame. I did not want to play Notre Dame again. I know we beat them, but it is one of those where they're clicking or showing signs. Now it's not the same quality of opponent, but it was just one of those where I'm like, oh, don't do another rematch, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Playing beating the same team twice. Yeah, it would have been. It would have been a great opponent, but it's just beating the same team twice. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What when it came to the championship games that you saw, what was the most intriguing?
The most intriguing, I think I felt really, really good about Georgia. I felt worse about Bama. I just think the story that is Indiana, it's just such a beautiful college football story. I'm sorry, did I say Alabama? I meant Indiana. I don't know what I said there. But, yeah, I think those are the two that really stuck out the most to me. I mean, Texas Tech, like previous caller was saying, it was a sloppy game. They did pull away late. That defense is nasty. But I just come out feeling really, really good about Indiana and Georgia. But I think Ohio State, even with losing that one, is just as much of a threat as anybody. I think they obviously have what it takes to go on a run. But I just come out feeling stronger about the top three than before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we learned from last year, don't discount Ohio State after a loss. I think it makes them more focused and gives something for Ryan Day to talk about with his guys. So,
and maybe we can have that same benefit too, right?
And that's what I'm hoping as well. I hope we see something that we, that strong defense that was showing up in the middle of the season with maybe more the explosive offense kicking in. If we could figure out how to do 4 quarters and it's this, what a time to click. I just don't know, and I'm knocking on wood as I'm speaking. So,
yeah, I love that it's a big opponent at home. It's not JMU, it's not Tulane. I know you would have liked to have those easier matchups too, but if you're thinking about going on a run, maybe this Miami matchup's enough to lock this team in Kyle Field and give you that boost. You won't have to deal with the road atmosphere going forward. It's neutral site, obviously, but you get going at home. I mean, I just love these home playoff games, man. I honestly wish we had more of them. I think it's a great opportunity, but obviously we're coming off of 6 out of the last 8 quarters in Power 4 games not being so hot for A&M, but 2 of those quarters were really good. So what's it going to be? A&M is kind of shown to be inconsistent through these last few weeks of the year. Can they find that consistency? Because we know their upside can go toe to toe with a lot of teams out there.
Yeah, we'll see. I also do like that the second round is in Dallas. I just
I
think
love that.
that's going to help if we pass Miami. I know that's a tall order, but I do think it's attainable.
Yeah, man, what a goal. What a goal for getting through that game. You get to go play in Arlington and Dallas and play Ohio State. That is such a prize, and it's a great game to get there. All right, Lit Sparks. Appreciate the call, man. You have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Good stuff, man. Good calls so far. We'll keep it going with Noble Guy. Noble, been a while. How we feeling? Oh, Noble, do I have you? All right, we'll circle back to Noble. He's getting situated. Jay, Paul, man, how we feeling, my friend?
You got me, buddy?
Loud and clear. How's it going?
It's going a lot better than it is for Sharon Moore, I can tell you that.
Dude, that dude's in hell right now. I mean, that is what a freaking situation, man.
You just didn't think these coaching carousel could get any wackier, and then something like this pops up.
What an insane year, man. Because, like, you can just cut this up in so many ways. You can be like, oh, man, Auburn and Florida opened up in the same year. Arkansas opened up. UCLA opened up. And that would be a big coaching, carousel. But then you throw in Penn State, LSU, and then now Michigan with the Sharon, freaking show that's happening right now. Just wild, unprecedented coaching carousel this year. It's crazy, man.
And it could even get wackier, right? If some of those rumors are true, like the board goes to Michigan.
The ripple effect, man. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll probably. Well, who knows? We may see some. It might be a year of thing now. Who knows?
Yeah, he's the odds-on favorite right now. It's DeBoer. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, hell, we stole a coach from Bama before, so I guess it's not like it's unprecedented.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. I like Indiana to win it all, but I think that D tackle, what a freak way to.
Oh, man, I hated to see that, man. So if y'all
Yeah,
don't know, one of their starting D tackles, got hurt circling the stadium, high-fiving fans after the game, and it sounds like he's going to miss the playoff. It's brutal.
That dude was a key piece. I think he was first team All Big Ten.
Was he, man?
Yeah, so that's a huge loss. But that defense it is really sound and solid anyway. They can pretty much shut down anyone.
Yeah.
That's how I think.
They just did it. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I guess
You're going to stick with Indiana?
Yeah, we'll go with Indy.
Okay.
I like those in the clutch. I think Texas Tech's probably gonna get beat by Oregon.
Okay, that's fair. That was my flair pick I wanted to throw in there. Yeah, that was my big upset.
Yeah. You can't. Well, I don't know. I don't think that would really be an upset, would it?
I was thinking about that. They're going to be the lower seeded team. I would think Oregon's favored, but who knows? You might be right.
Yeah. But anyway, man. So I don't know. I caught one of your videos. Did you ever talk much about flying on his exit and potential for what's happening next there?
No, I didn't get into speculating the OC just because we're in the playoff thing. I didn't really get deep into speculating the next OC. I've heard the rumors about Wiggins. I've said my piece there where it's I understand if you want to go with Wiggins, and I would trust if they make that choice. I think A&M is not in a place where they have to take on a year one OC, and I think there's some risk there. But I'll trust the decision if that's what it is, because that seems to be the leading rumor right now. But no, I haven't given it much speculation as to who it might be.
Yeah, I actually had some time this week, so I took a look around. I think one guy I really like is I like the way Utah, their Russian attack.
Yeah.
I really like his name is Jason Beck.
Yeah.
But only thing is, this is his first year as a OC as well. But
Yeah.
at least he has some experience there.
Similar quarterback to
I
Marcel.
Right. I'm sure that's what that's the thing with defensive head coaches, right? They kind of meddle with the offenses. They want that ground and pound attack. I mean, but Elko didn't do that with flying, so
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah, yeah. We'll see how much the structure changes. They might be looking internal to keep it similar. They might go co-OC alongside of Wiggins. I don't know. We'll see what they do. I would like to see him get more downhill, man. I think that would fit the identity a little bit. They really didn't do that much this year. A lot of shotgun running, a lot of, stuff that was kind of, I think, favored Marcel and what he does well. But I would have liked to see us get downhill, and maybe
Yeah.
losing Le'Veon was part of that. I think that may have affected things.
No, I totally agree with you, man. I said that. I mean, we talked about it. Right? I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember that he kind of fits it inside out, right? He always thought it was a little too quarterback centric, but I mean, he takes it to another level where he's quarterback dependent, right? If
Yeah, yeah,
Marcel doesn't play good, that offense he's not going to play well. But it's understandable. I mean, he was a former QB himself, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just thought he protected him a little too much.
Possibly. I think there was definitely good and bad with Klein. I don't think it was all bad. I think there were areas he could definitely
Right.
improve upon. I'm not shaken up with the loss. It's like, okay, like I said, I'd like to keep my coordinator. I think that's always the preference if things are going well. But I think there can be some benefits to swapping here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, overall, you know, obviously the numbers stand for themselves. He did a fine job.
Yeah.
I just thought in spots there was things he could have done different, but
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
it's always easy to sit on the couch and watch film.
Sure, sure.
But anyway, yeah, the last thing I want to talk to you about, man, and this, I don't know, have you been scouting Miami at all?
I've been looking at them a bit. I haven't gotten hardcore into the tape yet, though, but I've been looking at their numbers and looking at some highlights. I haven't done a deep dive on the tape just yet, but I think I have an understanding somewhat of what their strengths are and maybe some of the weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean the Tony, that guy, he is
Real
nasty.
deal. Real deal, man. No drops this year.
Yeah, I mean that dude can do it all. They're gonna run him out of the Wildcat, so hopefully he gets
And he
some
passes the
time.
ball out of the Wildcat. He was a high school quarterback, man. I mean, he's just a ball player. A little bit of that kind of
Yeah,
Anaya Smith, willing to do anything, but just even
right,
higher level.
right, yeah, even another level than that, right?
Yeah.
But uh, but yeah, I think one of our key things and is our blown lines, whether it's in the secondary or run fits, right? I just can't understand it, man. How that we're talking about this going into the playoffs. So
Yeah.
I actually talked to some of my former teammates. I didn't play defense, but I was like, in your career, how many blown assignments did you have? We played linebacker. He said none.
Yeah.
So it's just if it was one guy, okay, but I mean it's multiple guys, multiple times a game. I just it's got to stop. I don't know. I know it's driving Elko crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the linebacker coach is a big hire going forward. I think it's a big deal, man. I mean, you're obviously probably without Scooby and York next year. It's going to be a new outlook. You're going to have a new coach there. I think that's a pretty big deal. You've made mistakes at D-line as well. Have some new bodies in there next year, too. You got to teach them right. You got to bring them up right. I mean, that's obviously going to be the focal point. I mean, the busts were better this year. Players getting over your secondary's head were better this year. That was the big problem last year. You've kind of bottled that up a bit, but now you're seeing the leaky runs pretty consistently. That'll be the next step. I mean, let's hope that once you plug one vessel, another one doesn't open back up. I hope they can address it, man. The linebacker coach hire is a big one.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't just the linebackers, right? I mean it was linemen doing it as well.
Safeties
I
sometimes.
mean
Yeah, D-line. Yeah, a lot of D-line. A lot of D-line.
yeah, safeties obviously a lot. I mean that the Elko's defense is real safety centric, obviously, but
Hmm.
I mean I don't know if we can go back. Unless something improves, I don't think you can make those two dudes your starter next year. You know, I'd see what's available on the board. To be honest with you,
With the
I mean,
safeties?
yeah. In particular, probably Ratcliffe. I mean, he was kind of thrust into that position. I don't know. I don't know if that dude is a Elko safety. To be honest with you,
I think we're playing two guys that are very physical, but just make some mistakes with their decision making. I would like to get more of a true free safety out there and see if their feel for the game is better. I liked Radcliffe for most of the year. All of the issues that he had a really bad Texas game. That was his worst game of the year. He was one of the big mistake makers. But also Texas was kind of really manipulating the safeties in their alignment in that game. That's what Sark did in the game was he was leveraging those trips on the one side, the bunch looks, the bubble, and he was just pulling our safeties away from the sideline, the boundary side. And they're just running that way. We didn't even have safety help over there. And then we were making mistakes once that run game was established in the pass. So, yeah, that was a really bad last showing, I think, from Radcliffe. I was pretty okay with most of the year from Radcliffe. But, again, no one was immune from the mistakes, man. Everyone was making them. All right, J. Paul, any closing thoughts? I'm going to get up to the next caller.
No, man, that's it for me. You gonna have a show next week with the scores or what?
Oh, hell yeah. Thursday. We'll do the scores on Thursday.
All right, cool. I'll holler at you then, buddy.
All right, Jay. Have a good night, man. Later.
All right.
All right. We got Bob the pilot on, man. Bob, how we feeling?
Hello. Okay. So I've been kind of tossing and turning about this game because, at the very first night when we first drew Miami, I was like, again, like I don't know if I'm just mentioning it for those who don't know. I'm relatively new to college football. I don't know a lot, so please pardon my ignorance. So when we first drew Miami, I was like, oh, this will be easy. All of the ACC teams are really bad, and then I started watching them, and I was like, wait, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So
They're good.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, but here's the kind of something I want to discuss is like if you go on social media right now and the social media surrounding this game, you get kind of two perspectives. Number one is kind of the more pro A&M perspective of, oh, okay, so yes, we lost to Texas, but we have an 11-1 season, and after that Texas loss, since we have that recency bias, we seem to have forgotten how good we are at football. Like, just
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's just because the recent sample size feels bad, and just everything gets exacerbated because the last game was to Texas. So you feel kind of forget what you were when you were playing well. So I totally get that sentiment, man. I feel the same way, and I'm trying to talk myself out of that because this is a good team that has done some really good things this year.
Right. And like the second perspective you see is like, which is true. It's not really a perspective, it's just true. Is that like Miami has been the healthiest they will be ever since Notre Dame, right? I'm pretty sure. I mean, like I haven't done a lot of research into Miami or anything, but I'm pretty sure they got all their good guys back, and that makes me nervous. But on the other hand, again, like Miami's in the ACC. I know they played us in 2023, I think, and won, but
Yeah.
But this is very different. They're coming here for a playoff game. Crowd's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
And we know Carson Beck's from UGA, so he's used to these environments. We're not sure about like the rest of their team. Are they gonna be used to the environment? Can the crowd mess with their head a little bit? Get them to jump? Because I did hear that they were very penalty prone. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not.
That's completely accurate. Yes, they average over 8 a game, I think, or like 7.9 a game.
Yeah, so like if I feel like while I'm very, very nervous about this game, I think I'm very cautiously optimistic that we will win. But like I know I saw some Ohio State fans in the chat earlier. So this is gonna piss them off. But I like unironically, I'm more nervous about Miami than I'm about Ohio State if we beat Miami.
Is that purely from a matchup perspective, or is that from seeing what A&M is in round one perspective?
It's a bit of both. Like because. Like the one major takeaway from me, because we all know that Ohio State is very, very talented. They are very good. But the one takeaway I took away from watching the Indiana Ohio State game, was that I feel like Indiana as a team just has such a better mentality than Ohio State. Like Ohio State, I feel like was kind of playing with like slow motion the entire game. I don't know why, but like I just had that feeling.
Well, there's a whole thing like Indiana's the hungry dog, right? Like this is a first thing for this program. A lot of those players coming up from lower ranks in the transfer portal, and this is like their moment, their showcase. And for Ohio State, for most of those players, it's just like another stepping stone along the way. So it makes sense that one of those teams would come out firing a little bit more in that game. And even so, it was a close game. But I thought Indiana pretty much proved they were the better team that day. I don't think it was like a coin flip kind of a game, even though it was close. I think Indiana was better that day for sure. But back to that point, I think in a playoff atmosphere, you could see a different Ohio State.
Yeah, that's completely true. But like I also feel like you saw Julian Sain getting pretty rattled throughout the game. Mm-hmm. So I feel like because we have our defense has of course been inconsistent, but if the defense can fix some of the glaring issues, I feel like if we can put at least some pressure on Julian Sain, a lot can be done. But like that's for then. But if we can get over this Miami hump, I feel like it'll be massive for confidence and everything like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bob. And I think that's the same case for either A&M or Miami. If whoever comes out of that game and it's a good, healthy matchup and the best team really stamps it in and plays well, I think they can give Ohio State a run for their money. I think that is the prime round one matchup that can cultivate that kind of a path. I totally agree with you, Bob. And that is partially what I'm nervous about too. I'm with you. It's a little bit of both. A little bit of the matchup. Miami is a tough out. And what is A&M going to be after 3 weeks off? Like, what A&M do we get? Do we get an A&M that continues on like that upward trajectory we got through the Missouri game, but then kind of, leveled out and then dipped a little bit versus, Texas and a little bit versus South Carolina? Obviously dipped back up for half there. But what A&M do we get? I'm inclined to think we get the right side of it, but we got to see it. And if we do, that round 2 game feels totally different than right now.
Yeah. Okay, just a closing thought then. I feel like if we keep ourselves calm, I guess, like, because I feel like when the moment gets a bit too bright, I feel like yes, this team has matured a lot since last year, but when the moment gets too big, when the lights get too bright, I feel like we still squirm a tiny bit. And then like I'm not sure if you saw, but like the other day you see Marcel Reed posting on Instagram that he's playing Fortnite in Kyle Field, and I was like, yeah, that's really awesome. But on the other hand, like it kind of makes me nervous. It's like, are we doing all the preparation we need? Like, yes, I'm aware that like he's allowed to have fun and all that, but like, part of me also feels uneasy. I know like I shouldn't be thinking this way, and like it's kind of entitled for me to think this way. But I don't know. I just feel very nervous like.
I know that's just the typical nervousness. I think coming off the loss and then this being such a big playoff game where we get on edge a little bit. I would urge you not to worry about that. At the end of the day, I think most of these kids probably go home and live try to live a normal life in their few off hours a day. And these last weeks have been kind of lesser workloads. The team got an entire week off last week, so. I mean, it could have been last week. This week's more of a fall camp style practice week. Next week's a normal game prep week. I think we'll be okay there. With the big moments, I want to close on that. To your point on that, that was definitely the case in the Texas game. We did not answer the bell in the big moments. I've been saying all year, I think this is a big moments team. I think through the 11 games before that, you stepped up to the moment, whether that was being down at half versus LSU, whether that was getting punched in the mouth a couple of times versus Notre Dame, whether that was down at the half versus South Carolina. And sometimes you can stay down for a while. We saw that versus South Carolina. That was a bit of responding negatively to those moments, and then you responded well. It took you 2 quarters to get there. But I think that's been a strength of this team. It's just that recent game, to your original point, that makes everything feel a little bit scarier, man. But all right, Bob, that was a good call. I'll end on this. I need your national champion pick, man. That to get you in the running for the competition.
National champion. Give me Indiana. I feel like their mentality is just too good.
All right. I love it. We got 3 Indiana. We got some Indiana belief right now. I see it, man. After that conference championship game, they look really good. All right, Bob, man. That was a great call.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a great night. All right. Good stuff from Bob. Day will coach different next time. Yeah, I would assume he would. I would assume things would be a lot different for Ohio State the next time we see them. All right. Sorry, Noble. I missed you last time. I actually went forward instead of backwards to you. We got you loud and clear?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. How's it going, man?
It feels like so much has happened. Well, a lot has happened in like the couple weeks since we last spoke, and so
yeah, a lot's happened like today. Like there's so much going on.
For real, in the last 48 hours alone.
Yeah. Sure. More. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, no kidding. So we have next week to go over the Miami stuff, and so I might briefly go over it, but for the most part, I want to keep a big picture.
Yeah.
From an A&M in general, and also a playoff picture, I think.
Playoffs? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we actually can talk about the playoffs.
Yeah, let's talk about playoffs. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think one of your callers said it before. I think I agree. It was like in these essentially these 1-game seasons, the short stints. This is the next 4 games for us.
Yeah, like 10 days between games after the first week, right? Something like that.
Yeah. It's going to come down to coaching staffs and how well they prepare the guys, and then I think on top of how well they can prepare the guys is the game day tactician side of it. This is where I think Elko's a great game day tactician. I think Kirby Smart's probably the best one out there in the field. I think Ryan Day is a great head coach overall from CEO and schematics, but I do kind of wonder about his game day tactician because he's lost games before from game day decision making, and which is like you still got to the big game, so better all credit to you to get your program to that point. But I think I really like Elko. If I had to choose, the best staff I think is left is Georgia's, just because they're so experienced and Kirby Smart went someone should have beat this Georgia team one more time in the regular season to have a chance to get them out. Now I think they're going to win the whole thing.
You're with Georgia too. Yeah, man. That was a discussion we had earlier. I'm with you, man. I do think Georgia is my favorite staff, and most of that's Kirby Smart and just them having been there and gone through so much over the last 7 whatever years it's been. Yeah, man. I think the top 3 all have great staffs. I think Ohio State's is great. I obviously think Indiana's great. I like A&M staff a lot. I think I like A&M's more than Miami's a little bit. I think I like us more. I think I like us more in the big moments than Cristobal. We'll see, though.
I definitely like us better than Cristobal on the game day decision making.
Yeah, of course.
Never forget he should have taken a knee against Georgia Tech 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little while to live that one off. But speaking of what Elko's gonna do, it sucks. Especially after watching the SEC championship, because we'd have played Alabama. I would have felt so good about our chances to win that game watching that. You know what? We got 3.5 weeks to rest up, and I think that's going to be huge for us. Not only we're going to get, I'm very sure we're going to get Scooby and Moss back, but I think the taste of the defeat. I'm the kind of guy who thinks a rivalry game's worth 2 games. Yeah. So if you're gonna lose your rival, you got to win 2 games in the playoff, or kind of get be competitive against Ohio State, because I think that's a really good team. And I think that kind of resets the mindset of the whole team of they were kind of thinking their shit don't stink, and now they got to play that edge on their chip on their shoulder again. I think having Moss back, we'll see the return to a more consistent based offense, because before it was boom or bust without him.
Yeah.
But with him, you'll see that more continuous drive. And then I think having Scooby back will also pay big dividends too, because I think you do see the linebackers getting gassed at the end, and they're also the kind of guys that they need to be in the right place from the get-go, or for the most part, they don't really recover fast enough. I think Scooby is fast enough. He's also our best coverage linebacker as well.
Yeah, he's the best athlete out there. He's the most physical specimen. You certainly see the linebackers get tired, especially Torian with his just physical limitations on size. You see them huffing and puffing in there come fourth quarter. So, yeah, man, as soon as those long sustained drives start hitting you, like we saw it versus Texas, you see them kind of lose a step, and it can't be understated how much that would mean for both groups, running back and especially linebacker. But yeah, I hope they're healthy. I hope they're close to 100%. I think the fact that Le'Veon was doubtful versus Texas bodes well to that, and you get 3 more weeks off. I think we all remember the clip from the Pulse in the South Carolina week, where he was in pads. We don't know to what extent he was moving around out there. So you think maybe there's a 5-week ramp-up process, maybe more under his belt going into that game. So I think all that stuff could bode well to them, not only just coming back, but feeling at least pretty decent. 80 to 90% would be really good. But we shall see, man. We shall see.
Yeah. I also think, when you look at how teams perform, you almost got to look at it I think there's 4 iterations of a team throughout the season, because there's 12 games in a regular season, and then you see the team evolve every 3 games or so, for better or for worse. Obviously, we've seen A&M's peak was in the middle of the season, and people are somewhat fading us, understandably, because of the last stretch of the month. We won, but it wasn't our best performance, even against, I thought, the FCS school we played. It wasn't as crisp as it could have been. But that means, hey, just because what you've seen in the last few weeks is not meant to continue. I think, if anything, especially with the loss, it helps, I think they do reset. And I think one of the biggest contributors to that is that, along with the rest for all the guys I mentioned, you're going to see the receivers, all at their top form again. Because at the best, I think, especially Mario was at the top of his game at the beginning of the season. Yeah. And I think they've all collected nicks and knacks that will not inhibit you from playing, but they do inhibit you from your top performer. So you just haven't seen the same burst from Mario since about halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And I think these few weeks off really did wonders. That's why, like, yeah, Alabama looked bad playing as Georgia, but they are extremely beat up. Especially, like, let's not forget the middle of their schedule where they played, like,
Yeah.
Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Missouri when they're fully healthy. I can't remember all the other teams as well. That's the that kind of goes into the big picture of things as well, where, like, this is attrition is a real thing, and getting the time off may have been the best thing. Again, would have rather played and won the conference championship, but this is if you're trying to make a playoff run, this might have been the best way to do it.
Yep. And I love the home field advantage in week 1. Gain some momentum, feel good about yourself at home, and then take that thing to a neutral site and not have to go too far to do it in round 2. It's a good setup in that regard, with rest and travel and all that, being at home. That stuff's all good, and we'll see, man. Yeah, Mario Craver certainly looked a step slower when he had the ball a couple of possessions versus Texas, and obviously missed the game versus Samford and left at halftime versus South Carolina, sustained the first injury versus Missouri, we think. But we'll see, man. It could be a big difference maker. Obviously, he's huge. Le'Veon's huge. Scooby's huge. But all right, Noble, we're going to call it there, man. Have a great night. Thanks for the call. We'll talk next week. Hopefully I can hear from you on Thursday.
Absolutely. Gig 'em, everybody.
Gig 'em. All right, we got a couple more callers. Before we do that, just letting you guys know, I am running a RHOBACK giveaway. It's on X only. I'm not running it on YouTube. But if you go to my X profile and you retweet my pinned post, which is this giveaway post, you will enter to win a $100 RHOBACK gift card for Christmas. Merry Christmas. One of y'all will win it. So if you haven't done it yet, just go retweet it. That's all you have to do to enter. Even if you're not an Aggie, RHOBACK has pretty much every team. Their college merch, all the playoff teams got an exclusive hoodie. Only the 12 playoff teams got them. I think Tulane didn't get one. Too bad. But yeah, do that. Obviously, I have a 20% off discount code Drewtamu for your first RHOBACK order. Shout out to RHOBACK. Make sure you guys enter that giveaway. We'll move things right along to Play to Win, man. How we feeling, Play to Win? Good to hear from you, my friend.
Hey, Drew. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't get a chance to talk about the Texas game, but, well, we all know. But
Yeah.
we were going to halftime 10-3. We had to come out in the second half, and we had to drive the ball down the field, score a touchdown, and make it 17-3 and take control of the game and take the crowd out, or at least keep the dull roar. We had to take control of the game. We didn't. We went 3 and out, and that's the way. And we couldn't gain control back of the game. Mistakes and penalties, interceptions, and it piles up, and it just ended the way it did. But and the good news, we got 11 wins. We're 11-1. And as far as I'm concerned, we're the pride of Texas.
That's right.
I mean, I like the 11-1. They can keep their shorthorns 9-3.
There you go.
Okay. So, and it's been a crazy year for coaches. Coaches getting fired,
crazy.
coaches going to jail. I was like,
How could it get crazier? It did.
It did, but for us, it stayed together. A&M stayed together. I mean, we stayed intact while all this crazy stuff was going on around us, and won 11 games.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
We're stable.
So, yeah, we stay stable. And credit to the coaching staff, Coach True, Colin, Jay, Coach Yoko. And, when I watched the Pulse the other night, Wednesday night, and at halftime, I was looking around that locker room, and I know we lost to Texas, but when I look around that locker room, all I see is winners. I see winners. That's what we are. We're 11-1. We're a winning football team, and for some reason, well, I think I know why. Why the committee put us in the hard road.
Yeah.
You're going to play. No, you're not going to play JMU. No, you're not going to play Tulane. No, you're going to play Miami. And then after that, if you beat Miami, you get to play Ohio State. And I was like, you know what? Bring it. Just look, bring it. We need that. We need to play the strong teams. Don't, rely on the easy team, but we can get by them, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going with A&M. I'm the captain going down with the ship.
Yes, sir. I love it.
I'm going down with the ship, man. I'm telling you. And there's another thing, too. I thought about Bryce. It's just a question. He's supposed to redshirt and come back next year. Does that leave him out of any football play?
No, he can play postseason.
He can play. Okay, that was just for the 12-game season. Okay, gotcha.
Correct. Yeah, he can play postseason. It's just you can't play more than 4 regular seasons. So if they need someone in that rotation, Bryce can play.
Okay, good. And then Le'Veon, he's been out. By the time the Miami game comes up Saturday, he's been out 71 days since his injury in the Florida game. And then Scooby, he comes in, and then we have all three of them in there. I mean, I think it's going to lend a lot of confidence.
Those are big time pieces to get back. Those are big time reinforcements. All three of them are. And yeah, you say 71 days. Is that right?
I think it's what I counted since the Florida game injury.
Okay.
And it's been, by the time we play Miami, he's been out 71 days, and then obviously, recuperating well and practicing. And I just remember what Elko said in the press conference when he got asked about Le'Veon. He said, "Hey man, everybody's great."
Yeah, they're great. Playing it coy. Playing it coy.
Great.
Right, Dana
So,
Fesmeston? Yeah, he's playing it coy. He doesn't want to give that information out.
And I think they got 90 minutes before the game that he has to announce that, let's say, all three players.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the deadline of 90 minutes.
Is it 90 minutes? I know it's mandated by Wednesday to give some sort of report within SEC games, but I don't know about this one.
Wednesday or third, and but I think at the last minute is 90 games. I think 90 minutes before the game start could be wrong.
Well, I like 71 days. I like that you bring that up because I think typically with the high ankle sprain that we think it is, and obviously I'm not a doctor, but from what I've read, that's about a 6-week recovery timetable. So he's about 4 weeks past that. That's a pretty good track to be on to play.
Yeah, and that's like, it's just, it's Coach Elko, playing his cards close to the chest. I'm not going to come out, "Oh, yeah, by the way, Moss will be back, in his last press conference. Yeah, he'll be back on the 20th. No, we'll just wait we'll wait till 90 minutes if that's the rule.
Yeah, wait, don't give him info. Don't give it out.
Yeah, and we'll wait till the last minute, 90 minutes.
And I'm sure they'll do the same damn thing. I'm sure they would do the same. They're going to do the same damn thing. Why give it out?
Every coach is going, yes, of course. So he's going to wait till the last minute, hold his cards close to the chest, and then we'll mention it 90 minutes before the game starts. Oh, by the way.
Exactly. Welcome, Le'Veon Moss. Yeah, I hope so, man. I think so. I feel pretty confident about it, but we have to see. Let's make sure everything keeps going smoothly. They got some practices to get through, but man, what weapons to get back, play to win. I can't wait, man. You're going to call in next Thursday, right, and give me your score prediction?
I definitely will. And also, if Aiden doesn't make it, I'm going with Kirby Smart in Georgia. I'm sticking with the SEC. I'm sorry. And I like Indiana. Indiana's known for their basketball, not their football. But, man, they came on like the team they are, the undefeated team, you know what I mean? And any of them could beat any team and win the Natty. But I just feel in Ohio State, Ryan Day, I watched them play, but they looked weak.
Yeah, it wasn't a great showing.
No, it wasn't a great showing. They just got by. And I'll tell you who I like, too, is Oklahoma.
Yeah?
Alabama looks weak. Caden DeBoer, the team, and they're coming on weak when they need to be peaking strong. And Oklahoma looks like they're the strong team.
Well, I'll say this. I like Oklahoma in round 1, but I don't like them in round 2. I like Indiana in round 2.
Oh, when it starts, that's when it's probably going to show up, and they might have to win a game by a field goal if they can win it. So,
right.
And hopefully ours don't come down to a field goal and maybe Zirkle and Bond feel the same way. I hope it don't. I hope we can do it.
Man, I hope they don't feel the same way. I hope they want it. I hope they're ready for it, man.
They'll be ready.
Yeah.
But they're probably thinking, I hope it don't. But if they do, I know they'll go out and do their best, and they might kick it and win the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that's my take on that. But hopefully we do it by a touchdown, and whatever we got to do to win the game, 'cause we'll figure it out. Against Miami. We will have we done it in 11 wins. We have figured out how to beat a football team, and we can do it again against Miami. So, and I like our odds playing at home at Kyle, and that we have the upper hand, and that we can beat them out.
All right, I hope so, man. I can't wait for it. I hope we're healthy, and I hope we play the way we've seen us play for most of the season, man. All right, play to win. Great call. You have a great night.
Take care. Talk soon.
All right. We're going to conclude with none other than the elusive, a.k.a. Mr. Bain. Mr. Bain, how we feeling?
Oh, Drew, I'm feeling good, man.
Are you amped right now, man? You got the tickets ready to go?
I'm so fucking pumped.
I know.
I'll be in the nosebleeds, but I don't give a shit. I mean, first playoff game in A&M history. I mean, come on now. We're hosting a playoff game.
It's going to be all-time atmosphere, man. It can't be better than that. I don't care that that's at 11 a.m. I cared for about 5 minutes. Now it's like, dude, let's bring it. Let's freaking bring it. We paid our price. We're in the stadium. We 11-1. Let's get it done, man.
Yeah, and you can call me naive, stupid, whatever you want to call me, but I got A&M winning it all, man.
Let's go.
Ohio State did it last year, when nobody gave them a chance, and then they just ran through the playoffs. So, like, why not us? Why not A&M?
Yeah, and we
Why
saw
can't
what that
they do it?
freaking rivalry loss sparked for them, man. I mean, that can be a benefit. It can be if you make it one. And I think Elko has the staff to do it. Elko has the staff to do it.
And that was my next thought. Elko and this staff, they're going to have these guys ready for this game. Like I don't know what happened against Texas. I don't know if they just kind of got complacent and they just thought they were going to go into Austin and steamroll Texas. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I think it was a big wake up call. So I think A&M goes all the way. We take it. We finally get that national championship.
let's go, Bane. I freaking love it, man. I freaking love it. Like I said, I'm biased. I'm probably going to pick A&M. We'll see. But I think the winner of this game has a real chance. I just think these are two really good teams playing in a round one. And I know it's Ohio State the next week. But I think whoever comes out of this matchup, I think both teams are going to bring the best out of each other. I really think they have a chance to win some games.
Yeah. And I do believe Scooby and Moss will be back.
I think so.
Key additions coming back.
Yeah, it's not like just some backup. These are like key players coming back.
Yeah, so I think we win. And I think we win convincingly against Miami.
Whoa.
I do.
What's
I do.
convincingly? What's convincingly? I want to hear it. Like ish. Like
I would say 38-17. First game, 38-17. Why not? I mean, we freaking average 40 points a game anyway.
yeah.
And like I said, we're at home. We have the advantage. I'm not really impressed with Carson Beck. I guess he's kind of like, I mean, when you get pressure on him, he just makes stupid mistakes. what was it? Was it NC State? Threw 4 interceptions there, or whatever.
Yeah.
Just stupid mistakes. And we have the defensive line. We have the defense. Get Cassius going. Come on.
I'll say, man,
I'm so convinced.
that's what the
that
defense
A&M's gonna
does.
win convincingly.
That's what we do the best is pressure the quarterback, man. And if we can force him into mistakes, that might be the path right there. That might be the path. But we got to win some early downs, man. That's the big thing. We got to get him into those situations where we can get after him.
I mean, number 1 in third down defense. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
come on.
Number 1 in sack rate. Yeah, man, we get after the quarterback. That's the brand.
So, that's my thinking. I mean, people might call me crazy or whatever, but I don't care, man. I'm not picking anybody else but A&M.
I love it, man. I love it. Bring that energy to Kyle Field and just let him hear it. Let him hear it all day. No voice afterwards, man.
You got it.
You're going to need a margarita afterwards to soothe your vocal cords. Necessary. Or whatever you drink.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I might break my my little non-drinking thing again.
I'm
so.
sorry. I forgot about that. I forgot. I'm the devil on your shoulder, Mr. Bain.
I don't care.
All right, man. I got you down for A&M.
Sweet.
All right, Bain. Thanks for the call, man.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Okay.
Have a good one. All right. Good stuff from Bain, bringing the energy at the end. I think A&M has a chance to do what he's talking about. I'm going to keep it closer than that. I'm of the opinion that this is a really good Miami team that is peaking late in the season, and A&M has to kind of right the ship right now. But if they do, they're capable of doing what he just talked about. It's going to be tough. That's a team built from the trenches. It's a team with a lot of weapons on offense. It's a team with a great statistical defense. And obviously, as Elko said, the best pair of defensive ends he's played in his time in the SEC. This is better. It's what he's saying. He's saying this is the best 1-2 punch at defensive end that he's seen. So if A&M does do what Bain just talked about, that's like that path where like, okay, A&M is going on a run. Like that's what it is. And that, like I said, goes for either team in this matchup. I think this is the round one matchup where either team wins it and feels good. These are the two dark horse teams seeded 7 and 10 that are capable of doing it. And if Bain's path comes true, that's the one. That's the one. All right. Guys, that's going to be the show. I'm going to unfollow if you ignore your chat. Unfollow, dude. What are you talking about? I'm on a phone call. We talk to the chat in between, brother. Come on now. I appreciate you being here, but don't throw that shade at me. I've been on the Indiana fade train now, and I can't get off. I'm just a hater now. Dude, be a hater. Stick with your guns, man. Stick with your guns. I like Indiana a lot. I freaking love the story. I think it's so good for the sport. I'm still picking Georgia as my national champion, though. I got Georgia. I got the Dogs on top in that game versus Indiana. Oh, definitely an uphill battle for the U. Got no beef against them. It should be a good game, man. It's a competitive game. It's a great matchup. It's going to be fun, man. This is the premier week one. It's why it's college game day. It's why Pat McAfee's doing his call from the side of the field. Like, it's prime time game, man. John's right. We go as Marcel goes. Yeah, I think that's true, but I've been saying this in the last couple of videos. I really hope we start leaning on that run a little bit more, get downhill, especially if Le'Veon's in. I want to see us not have to put it all on Marcel and really lean on the run and not abandon it. I feel like we abandon it in stretches, chasing the explosive, relying on the explosive a little bit. I want to see us lean on it a little bit more. He's going to pull Notre Dame and quit. He is. All right. Get back to that run game. Exactly. Oh, you're joking, man. I can't tell if you're joking through text, man. How do I know that? I can't tell your inflections and everything on text. Notre Dame, play like a champion unless things don't go my way, and take your ball and go home. Dude, I'm not feeling great about Notre Dame. I'm a Notre Dame lover. I'm a known, like, that's pure college football pageantry. I'm not about this AD response and then just, sending a message by quitting the bowl game. I get why teams, like, don't do their bowl game. Like, if the opt-outs are going to be nasty and there's coaching stuff happening, I get it. But this, like, the whole response was pretty nasty to me. Mr. Bucknuts, thanks for being here. Madcraft Takes, who unfollowed, thank you for being here. Everyone, it was a great show, guys. We had a lot of fun. It was a fun show. Go back to the beginning if you missed the top. We talked more about this matchup. We talked about the playoffs as a whole. Thanks, Mad Craft Takes. It's all fun. Elko said we would be fully healthy on ESPN, but nothing specific about Moss. I bet he plays. Did he say that? Which ESPN interview was it? I need to look into that, Sauron's Wrath. You could comment, like, just the title or, like, what it was, what to search. Y'all see the other AD's response when the auto bid playoff with the Notre Dame auto bid playoff with the freeze out. Yeah, so Notre Dame gets the auto bid now if they're top 12, which is what? How? I get it. They bring money and it's Notre Dame, but man, you get the auto bid in the conference. It's just so weird to have your own rules. I just can't be with it. As much as I like Notre Dame, I don't think I've said it on the channel. I wouldn't mind playing Notre Dame every couple of years. I really wouldn't. But now it's like, maybe I want to freeze them out. It's just like, yeah, they ain't played nobody, pal. They ain't played nobody. When I grew up in Orlando, I was a Florida State fan. But out in years, I couldn't stand Miami or Florida. I've had real good luck with Miami fans. I've been doing this thing since 2022. So this is my third run-in with Miami fans. I've had good stuff with them. All my Miami interactions have been good. Not as good at the stadium, though. And it wasn't me, but I saw some altercations in 2022 in front of me. But I've had good experiences. Sark attacked the crap out of our short side of the field. Yep. And it was kind of lesser numbers over there, and we couldn't stick to our gaps on the short side, and they found windows. We made some mistakes at all three levels. They got us. This head of the Senior Bowl said Miami has the most physical defense. They're going to have a very physical defensive line, man. That's, I think, pretty clearly the best defensive line we've played this year, and we've played some good ones. Played some really good ones. And this one's the best, for sure. His numbers are on play action unreal. I think it's 1 and 2 interceptions. Yeah. Yeah, he's good, man. He's like an in rhythm thrower. Like, he throws on time. He's like an NFL anticipation guy. Obviously, you have to pressure him, right? Like, you have to on dropbacks. If he gets a clean pocket, he's going to find guys. He's going to throw them open. Pressure is so key. And honestly, like, they're not known to be a strong running team. They have enough to exploit a weak running defense. So you have to bring your A game in run defense the best you can. Because a good running game equates to less third down passing opportunities. So to showcase what you're really good at, you have to get there. We have to be humble for reasons. Yeah, we're in the same boat. That's what I was talking about. In one of my previous videos, I talked about this matchup. It's like the two teams that have kind of underachieved recently. Like, had the ability, had the expectations. You would think you had the coaching staff, and maybe in hindsight it wasn't true, but you thought you had it, and you just come up short. And we both went 5-7 recently, and it's like, this is the breakthrough bowl, right? Like, we're both in, which is great, and then one of us will move on, which is even better. So it's like we both share that in common, man. Supposedly they had that Notre Dame contract in the BCS. I don't like it with the current setup, though. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here, SB. Sorry, man. We'll do calls again on Thursday. Make sure y'all get here Thursday. Video name Roman Harper breaks down. Okay, Roman Harper. Gotcha. All right. Drew manages to find... I find the nice people, I guess. I don't know. Who have I had bad luck with? It's like the classic Texas trolls on X. I'm not optimistic on our chances. Have not looked well lately. Yeah, we have to play better than we have in 6 out of the last 8 quarters. That's for sure. And that is the negative outlook. That is what makes you feel bad, because you haven't played like you have recently. Hopefully 3 weeks can change things. Hopefully losing can change things. And hopefully coming home in a big matchup can change things. And it's not a huge change. It's just getting back to at least what you were before. Louisville showed the cure to our D-line. I'll be watching that one soon. I have some tape work I'll be doing over the weekend. I'll drop my prediction next week. I'll be jumping on with Coach Coop next week, and I'm hoping to get him on this channel too next week. We'll do a home and home, Coach Coop and I. 3.5 weeks to fix things. Yep. Timestamp at 3:05. Hell, I'll show it right now. Y'all want to stick around for this? I'm going to look up Roman Harper. Breaks down CFP round 1. I'm not seeing that. Is it on YouTube? Roman Harper breaks down CFP round 1 thriller. I'm not seeing that. Oh wait, I found it. All right, yeah, it's built. This is posted by some like illegal YouTube channel, so I didn't notice it. All right, timestamp is 3:05.
They're going to come in here, give us everything, speed and athleticism. That are obviously.
Or defensively, is there one side of the ball you're like, boy, this is special on this side?
No, I think talent. I think you just see talent everywhere. Obviously, a really talented quarterback, a really good offensive line. That's kind of been their staple. Dynamic skill players on offense. I think defensively, up front, they've been elite, extremely electric pass rushers, controlling the line of scrimmage. And then in the back seven, just a lot of speed and athleticism. And so across the board, it's a really talented group. And I'm sure they're going to be hungry to prove that the committee got it right in putting them in. And so they're going to come in here, give us everything they got, and it'll be one heck of a game.
I will ask this on behalf of Aggie fans everywhere. How much hope do you have that Le'Veon Moss might be ready to go and able to go for that game?
Yeah, I think a lot of hope. I think we feel like we're going to be a healthy team going into that game, so we're excited for that. I think it'll be good to get our whole team out there. We're certainly going to need it, and I think more than anything, Aggie fans are going to be excited for another opportunity to sell out Kyle Field and play another home game in front of the best fans in the country.
All right, so basically, like, pretty close to a confirmation right there. That's pretty definitive, but not entirely. Damn, thanks for pointing that out, Sauron's Wrath. I never would have seen that interview. That's really cool. All right, well, we got that he's very hopeful that he will return. Those, as a Canes fan, those Zune comments made me chuckle a bit. Yeah, I never like to see that. I don't worry about Trey Zune. I also don't worry about like a player elevating in a playoff game more so than he already would be because of comments. But I'm also not a fan of the optics of that. I know how this happens. He's in a press conference. He's a young guy. The mouth starts rolling and things come out and you regret it afterwards. I don't know if he regrets it or not. But I don't worry about Trey Zune. He's by far our best pass blocker. But I do worry about like the event that Ruben Bain or Mesidor gets one over him and like the backlash he would have to deal with on that. Like that would be brutal because you put it all out there, like saying it like that. Trey Zune's given up 6 hurries and 8 pressures this year on 382 pass block reps. He's our best pass blocker at left tackle. But right tackle, crown over, better in running than passing, and I think that's where maybe some of the success will happen. However y'all align, if y'all switch players around, that's might be where some stuff happens. Yeah. Breaking news only on Drewtamu, yeah. Yeah, worry more about Cronover on Pass Pro. Cronover's really grown as a run blocker. He's vicious, man. And he might even be a better run blocker than Zune. But in Pass Pro, Cronover and that right side do make some mistakes. Zune is, like, he doesn't really mess up, even in run blocking. He's not as vicious. He's not as impactful, and he can get off his axis a little bit more. But he rarely messes up. But in Pass Pro, Zune is so consistent. All right, guys. That's going to be a show. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you go on X, @Drewtamu, same name as here. Retweet my pinned tweet for a chance to win a $100 RHOBACK gift card. It's free. All you have to do is retweet the post, and you will enter the contest. And then if you need to buy Christmas presents, RHOBACK is a great option. Use discount code Drewtamu. They have both colleges, Miami and A&M. We both got an exclusive sweatshirt, but also just clothes for men and women, athletic wear, good stuff, golf clothes, cold clothes, everything. All right, guys. That's going to be it. Y'all have a great night.